That's been the service of the late Queen Elizabeth II. Just under an hour, an hour of prayer, singing, and reverence to the Queen and her life. Great messages said around her, and readings read by the likes of the Prime Minister Liz Truss and the Baroness of Scotland. Peter.
Yeah, Leanne, you're going to take us through the journey coming up now, but just to say how important the Anglican way of doing things is to the royal family. The history of the Anglican Church, King Henry VIII in the 1530s, he was the King of England at the time. He wanted to divorce Catherine of Aragon, his first wife, because she wouldn't produce any male heirs. She couldn't produce, hadn't produced. And so he broke ties with the Catholic Church, and there became the Church of England as it's known now. And the monarch, the British monarch, to this day is still regarded as the supreme governor of the church. And so this is why the Anglican Church is central to any of these kinds of events, particularly funerals of monarchs. The Archbishop of Canterbury that you heard inside there is thought to be the most senior cleric in the church. Perhaps you could compare him to the Pope in the Catholic Church. So I guess really this is, paints a picture of just how important it is for the Anglican Church and the Church of England, which the British monarch, now King Charles III, is now the head of.
Yeah, really interesting. I mean, and as you say, this is steeped in history, and every single moment we're seeing is choreographed, and a moment that nobody has seen. I mean, there hasn't been a state funeral since that of Winston Churchill. So this is something that the world is witnessing for, many, many years, that we have not seen this taking place in Britain and the UK. Well, this is a moment now, as we are seeing that church service ending, carrying the coffin outside once again, placing it back onto that carriage, and it's now going to make its way to Wellington Arch. So it leaves Westminster Abbey and it will move over to Wellington Arch. And this is quite a lengthy journey. In fact, it takes about 45 minutes to reach this destination of Wellington Arch, and you'll see that there's obviously so many different aspects to this procession, and I can just talk you through a little of it. I mean, right in the front you'll have the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Those are the ones that will be leading from the front. You then have NHS staff, believe it or not, that are there just in front of it. The George Cross Foundation and Armed Forces of the Commonwealth, that'll also start making their way. Then right close by to where the carriage is, you'll have the Royal Air Force. That is then got the Army behind that, then the Royal Navy and Royal Marines, and then of course that whole procession we are seeing here, which has got the State Gun Carriage and Bearer Party with the Royal Company of Archers, Gentlemen at Arms, the Yeomen of the Guard, and pallbearers as well. And then that is followed by the royal family and other members of households, and then civilian servants. So this is the procession that we will see making its way through to Wellington Arch, where the coffin will be placed in a state hearse and then begin the journey to Windsor.
Yeah.